Gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Hide Site. I'm a United States Army sniper currently serving, and in today's video I have something very special for you: how to paint your rifle. Now, per the request of many, quite a few of you have seen the paint scheme on my LWRC, and that is what we will be emulating today on my buddy's rifle, who has so kindly lent it to me. So with that, let's begin. Now, there's very little that you're going to need in order to get started here. The first thing is going to be 1.5" wide painter's tape. The second thing is going to be 2 different colors of spray paint at a minimum. However, I will be using 3 to add a little more variety to the overall paint scheme. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do in order to get started is taping over anything that you do not want painted. So for example, a muzzle device, your suppressor, the glass of your optic, etc. Now, this is what the finished product, when you're done taping everything off, should look like. Now again, all of the glass to your optics is properly taped off, as well as any buttons or maybe the glass to your flashlight, etc. Now, the next step is going to be applying the base layer. Now, this is a coat that is applied twice. That way it can handle a decent amount of abuse. Now, for your base layer, it should be a color, or the color of your overall environment wherever it is that you reside. So for example, where I currently live, these tans, these light browns, right, are very popular and make up for a large portion of the environment. So for my base layer, I'm going to use a nice solid tan. Now you can see that the base layer has been applied. Again, this is a solid tan across the entire rifle. Now, I've only done the first layer, so I'm going to let this dry and then do this a second time. Now, this is where that third color of spray paint comes into play if you choose to go that route. Now, I've done this paint scheme a few times. I've done it on my LWRC, as you guys have seen. I've also done it on my work rifle in the arms room, and even a rubber ducky that I use to ruck. Now, what I like to do is add a few blotches of a green to kind of break up that solid base layer, which just kind of adds more variety to break up the signature of the gun. Now, this next part is my favorite part to do. You're going to take that 1.5" wide painter's tape. Now you're going to make triangles all the way down the weapon. Now, these sharp triangles break up the overall shape or signature of the gun, and they make identifying specific features of the gun a little difficult, or at least more difficult than a gun that's just one solid color. So I'm going to show you guys how that looks. We're going to paint it and then do it on the other side. All right, so it'll look a little something like this. Again, with those triangles made into the overall scheme of the weapon. And now I'm going to hit this with my brown. Gentlemen, a huge thank you to my dear friend who let me borrow his rifle to paint it this way. Now, if he doesn't like it, I cannot afford a replacement, so I will be forced to blow my brains out. Now, with that, I hope you guys could see with some of the atmosphere provided just how versatile this pattern is. Now, you could change or tailor the color palette or scheme to the specific area in which you live. And again, this pattern kind of really works in multiple environments, whether urban or woodland, making it for a very well-rounded paint scheme or pattern. Now, with that, I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you enjoyed watching this. And with that, I hope to see you in the next one.